Greetings, Temple Beth Shalom. Rabbi Boxed here with Torah study for the week. Parashat Hashavua, Chayei Sara, Book of Genesis, chapter 23, verse 1 through chapter 25 through 18. We have the line of Terach, Abraham continuing, Sarah's death, and this is a very confusing Torah portion because it's called Chayei Sara, which means the life of Sarah, but at the very beginning we learn of Sarah's death and her burial. And Isaac, of course, meeting Rebecca at the well, or Rebecca being brought to him. So I want to start out with the very first line. Sarah lived to be 127 years old. Such was the span of Sarah's life. Sarah died in the land of Canaan, and Abraham proceeded to mourn for her and to bewail her. And then he rises up and he purchases the cave of Machpelah, which enables Abraham to have ownership of land. And this is how we trace ourselves back to Abraham, because we actually had ownership of the land there. Abraham buries his wife at the cave of Machpelah. Abraham is now old, as he was before, but now he's even older. And he says to his one of the servants in his household, his slaves, one of his elders, swear to me that you're going to go and you're going to find a wife for my son Isaac, and make sure that she's from the right group, from the right clan, from the right group of from within the right tribes of people, if you will. And he goes to the well and he meets Rebecca. And he eventually brings Rebecca back to Isaac. I just want to tell you, when Isaac sees Rebecca for the first time, we see this. Isaac was coming from the approach to Be'er Lachai Roi, for he was living in the area of the Negev. Going out toward evening to stroll in the field, Isaac looked up and saw camels coming. And Rebekah looked up. Seeing Isaac, she got off the camel and said to the slave, "Who is this man striding in the field, coming to meet us?" "He is my master," said the slave. Taking a veil, she covered herself. The slave then told Isaac all that he had done. And Isaac brought her into the tent of his mother, Sarah. He took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. Thus did Isaac take comfort after the death of his mother. So in his marriage, in his relationship with his new wife, he is able to be comforted for the loss of his mom. And then we get on with Abraham finally breathing his last breath. Isaac and Ishmael, both of his sons, bury him in the cave of Machpelah. And then we have the last few verses of the Torah portion. This is the line of Ishmael, son of Abraham, born by Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah's slave to Abraham. Here are the names of Ishmael's sons in their birth order: Nebiot, Kedar, Abdil, and Mibsam, Mishma, Duma, and Masa, Hadad, and Tema, Jetur, Naphish, and Kedma. Those are all of Ishmael's sons. And then Ishmael finishes his life and dies at the age of 137, and he was gathered to his people, and that is the end of this week's Torah portion, Chayei Sara. So again, not a lot to do with Sarah, because she dies at the very beginning of the portion, but lots to talk about, lots to go into, and that's for this week. Shabbat Shalom.